Building muscle can seem complicated, especially with calisthenics. Every person is different, and blindly following someone else's plan almost never gets you where you want to be. We all have different bodies, different goals, and different starting points. But after years of coaching and practicing calisthenics, I've come to the conclusion that some principles behind building real strength and muscle never change. Not for anyone. When a new client comes to me, stuck, frustrated, feeling like they're doing everything right but still not seeing results, I can usually spot the problem right away, because it's almost always the same handful of mistakes. Once you fix them, just a few small, powerful adjustments, things start moving fast. Not months from now, within the first few weeks. If you're serious about making progress, if you're tired of spinning your wheels, chances are you're making at least one of these mistakes too. Once you fix them, I can almost guarantee your body will finally start responding the way it should. Let's dive in. A massive mistake I often see is believing that more work automatically equals more results. It doesn't. In fact, too much volume and too many exercises can actually kill your progress. Here is the truth. It is not the amount of work you do that drives results. It's progressive overload. It is the quality of the work that matters. A good workout isn't about annihilating your body for 2 hours. It's about getting in, doing focused, controlled work and getting out. About 2 hard sets close to or hitting technical failure per exercise is enough if you're truly pushing yourself with control and intensity. Then you track your performance, and next time you aim to do a little more. More reps, better form, slower tempo, cleaner technique. That's how you get stronger. Too much volume just eats into your recovery and leaves you spinning your wheels. It leads to a cycle of chronic fatigue, nagging injuries and plateaus. If you look at how old school bodybuilders built muscle, you will notice they weren't training 6 or 7 days a week. Even though Arnold's crazy split might come to your mind, this insanely high volume plan was followed only pre-competition. Their mass gaining approach was different. Many used full body or upper lower split routines, hitting the gym only 3 to 4 times a week. They trained with brutal intensity when they were in the gym and recovered hard outside of it. This balance between effort and recovery is where muscle growth happens. When I coach my athletes, I focus on creating tight, efficient sessions. Get in, do enough quality work, push yourself close to failure, call it a day. Stimulate, recover and adapt. This is the cycle that builds serious strength. If you think doing more sets, more exercises or more sessions will force faster results, you are misunderstanding how muscle building really works. More isn't better. Better is better. Train hard, but leave enough in the tank to recover harder. The goal isn't to crawl out of the gym exhausted every day. The goal is to come back stronger every session. Another huge mistake that holds people back is rushing through their reps, like they are on autopilot. It's understandable. You are tired, you want to finish the set, maybe you're chasing a number, but speed kills gains. In calisthenics, every inch of the movement matters. Your muscles don't grow just because you moved from point A to point B. They grow because of the tension you create while moving. And if you rush through your reps, you're robbing yourself of the time under tension your muscles desperately need to get stronger and bigger. Whenever I work with new clients, one of the first technical changes I make is introducing tempo control. I'll slow them down, making them take 3 to 5 seconds to lower themselves in a push-up, dip or pull-up. I'll have them pause at the bottom of the movement, on that position, and then push up explosively but under control. At first it's humbling. Your reps will drop, your muscles will scream in a way they haven't before, but the payoff is enormous. Controlling the eccentric phase, the lowering phase, builds strength, stimulates more muscle fibers, improves joint stability, and teaches true body awareness. I tell my clients, stop thinking about reps as just getting to the end of the set. Every rep is a chance to build muscle, not just to finish. Move with control. Own every inch of the movement. If you focus on perfect, deliberate reps instead of rushing, you'll not only feel the muscles working harder right away, you'll start seeing real changes in just a few weeks. This one is a tough pill to swallow for a lot of people. Many are convinced they are training hard, but they are not pushing anywhere close to where they need to be to stimulate real growth. The reality is, most people are training way too easy. Here is the simple truth. If you always stop your sets too far from failure, or you always feel comfortable in your workouts, you are not sending a strong enough signal to your body to adapt and build muscle. Comfort doesn't create change. Now, I'm not talking about training to the point of total form breakdown, sloppy reps or risking injury. I'm talking about technical failure, the point where you can no longer perform a good rep, where your muscles are truly fatigued and the movement starts to slow down noticeably. The failure you need to chase is the inability to perform another rep with proper form. This is the moment where the body begins twisting, compensating and doing anything it can to finish the repetition. Pushing beyond this point is not only unnecessary, it dramatically increases the risk of injury. When I start working with new athletes, I often notice that they finish their sets with 4 to 5 good reps still left in the tank, and then wonder why they aren't seeing results. Once the exercise becomes challenging or they experience the slightest discomfort, they stop, telling themselves, alright, that's plenty for this set. Well, nope, it isn't. In calisthenics, mastering intensity is even more critical because you can't simply add weight plates to create overload. Your effort is your intensity. To fix this, I teach my clients to take at least 2 sets, or at the very least their final set, close to technical failure. If you feel like you could crank out more than 1 to 2 clean reps at the end of your set, you didn't push hard enough. Over time, you learn to recognize that grind at the end of a set. The shaking muscles, the slowing tempo, and that's where real progress lives. The problem most people face is they don't even know where their true failure point is. They see a workout plan that says 3 sets of 12 reps, and they chase numbers blindly. Even if they could do 20 reps, they stop at 12, because the program said so. That's not a working set, that's a warm-up set. Instead of chasing numbers, chase effort. Push yourself until you're truly struggling to perform another perfect repetition, not when you've hit an arbitrary number written on paper. Building muscle isn't about surviving your workouts, it's about challenging your muscles beyond what they're currently capable of. If you never flirt with failure, you never give them a chance to grow. Train smart, train controlled, but don't train soft. In calisthenics, progressions aren't optional. They are everything. They are the stepping stones that allow you to build real strength, master technique and avoid injury. But one of the biggest mistakes I see is athletes skipping over progressions, because they are desperate to chase the flashy moves. Muscle ups, planches, front levers. This is pure ego lifting, and calisthenics punishes ego lifting harder than any other training style. When you rush into advanced movements before you have earned the right to be there, you create bad habits that are extremely hard to fix later. You cheat the movement without even realizing it, keeping pull-ups instead of strict ones, banana-shaped handstands instead of straight-line holds, messy muscle-ups that rely on momentum instead of strength. Every shortcut you take creates a structural weakness that sabotages your future progress. For example, if you can't perform a clean set of 8 to 10 slow, controlled pull-ups, your muscle-up attempts will be sloppy and dangerous. If you cannot master a deep, full-range push-up, you'll struggle to develop the shoulder strength and joint stability needed for solid handstand push-ups. Weak scapular control, poor core engagement, and rushed mobility work all snowball into a body that just isn't prepared for the demands you're placing on it. Whenever a stuck athlete comes to me, I almost always find missing pieces in their foundation. They skipped the basics and now they're plateauing or dealing with nagging pain. The truth is simple, you cannot fake real strength. If you skip the boring, fundamental work, it will certainly catch up to you. Learn to view progressions as non-negotiable checkpoints. Master each step fully. Dominate it with perfect form. When you finally reach the next level, you'll feel unstoppable, because your foundation will be bulletproof. You will not just hit a skill once by accident, you own it, with precision and power. Remember, in calisthenics there is no elevator to the top. You have to take the stairs, step by step. Rest days are supposed to be exactly that, rest days. But a lot of people sabotage their own progress by packing their rest days with extra skill practice, endurance work or random training volume. It feels productive at the moment, but in reality it's killing your recovery and holding back your gains. Here is the thing. Training stimulates growth, but the actual building happens when you rest. If you keep hammering your muscles day after day without giving them time to recover, you never allow the adaptations you're working so hard for to take place. You end up in a constant state of fatigue, spinning your wheels instead of moving forward. Now, I'm not saying you should do nothing at all on your rest days. Certain skills like handstands, basic core work or light mobility can absolutely be practiced because they rely more on technique, balance and endurance rather than brute strength. But hammering strength-based skills like weighted pull-ups, front lever pulls or planche holds on your recovery days is a huge mistake. When I work with my clients, I help them create a clear structure. Strength days are for building muscle and pushing limits. Rest days are for active recovery. Mobility work, light cardio, gentle stretching, maybe a little handstand play if the body feels good. But the key is listening to your body. If you're still sore, tired or feeling weak, rest harder. Recovery is a weapon, it is not a weakness. Train smart, stimulate, recover, adapt. That's the cycle. Break it and you break your progress. And there you have it. If you feel stuck in your training, chances are you're making one or more of these mistakes without even realizing it. Fixing these mistakes isn't complicated, but it does take awareness, discipline and a smarter approach to your training. The good news is that once you fix them, results come fast. I've seen it happen over and over again with my athletes. Give it just 30 days of focused, smarter work and you'll be amazed at how much stronger, leaner and more confident you feel. If you want me to personally coach you through this process, build a custom workout plan and guide you step by step toward achieving your goal, I offer private online coaching. Check out the first link in the description to apply and see if we are a good fit. And if you found this video helpful, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment telling me which mistake you're going to fix first. I read every comment and I'd love to hear from you. Now, go train smart, stay consistent and I'll see you in the next session.